This week's sports show will consist of the same old, but with the addition of college football and NFL updates.
That's right. If you didn't tune in to last episode, we don't just cover Westfield now, we cover your favorite college and NFL teams too.
Make sure to tune in Thursday, September 29th for a fresh new sports show. Boys soccer had a solid outing last week, winning 2 games and losing 1. The boys fell to Brownsburg at home 2-0, and their other 2 games, however, were wins. On Thursday, they traveled 1 hour to Harrison, taking care of business there 2-1. Then on Saturday, they ended their last home game of the year, knocking off Plainfield 2-0. Boys soccer team only has 2 more games left this year, away at Avon and away at Kokomo, before opening up sectional play in October.
Girls volleyball had a tough outing against a very good Brownsburg team, and that showed in the result, which was 3-0 loss. In their tournament, they beat Concordia Lutheran and lost by a mere 2 points to Carroll in the 5th set. A great effort, but just came up a little short.
Your Westfield football team tumbled to 500 on Friday, defeated by Brownsburg by a score of 31-14. QB Cole Ballard notched an impressive stat line, going 17 for 29, throwing for 191 yards and a touchdown. Leading the Rocks on the receiving end of those passes was Gabe Arambolis, who had an exciting 5 receptions and 92 yards, and the tight end Max Nosler, who accomplished 4 receptions for 51 yards and that touchdown. The football team is home this week facing Avon.
Though they aren't the toughest opponent, Avon isn't a rollover team. It should be a great game and a great weather too. There's absolutely no reason to not go to this football game. Be there tomorrow, 7 p.m. at Riverview Health Stadium.
Now let's move on to some college football. In Indiana, unranked Notre Dame, which I'm not used to saying that, made a statement at Chapel Hill, defeating the Tar Heels 45-32. Drew Pine continues his shine with a massive performance, throwing for 289 yards and 3 touchdowns. Pine maintains his starting role for now, as he was thrown at QB1 just 2 weeks ago.
Purdue fans almost had yet another heart attack, defeating Florida Atlantic 28-26 in the thriller at Ross-Ade. With Aidan O'Connell out, Austin Burton had to step up for the starting role, and boy did he step up, tossing for 161 yards and 3 TDs.
IU fans, plug your ears, close your eyes, or whatever you need to do to not pay attention to this next part. IU took a massive loss to the Bearcats of Cincinnati, 45-24. Missouri transfer Conrad Baselick threw for a bizarre amount of passes, which was 66, I think, in an absolute shootout of a football game at Cincinnati. This defeat brings IU back down to earth as they strike their first loss in the new campaign.
Now on the national stage of college football, the highly anticipated Big Ten matchup between the Buckeyes and the Badgers wasn't so highly anticipated for long, as CJ Stroud and Ohio State rallied to a pounding 52-21 victory. The power duo of Stroud and Emeka Egbuka put things away early, as Graham Mertz struggled to keep things consistent on offense for the Badgers. Stroud passed for an impressive 281 yards, along with an amazing 5 TDs. He is definitely in the lead of that Heisman race and potentially the first overall pick of the NFL draft. Now let's focus on the NFL. The 1 p.m. slate packed a few heaters, one of those heaters being the Bears-Texans game. The Monsters of the Midway thought they had lost it all, tied 20-20, punting it away to the Texans with 1:30 left, until Roquan Smith's electrifying INT just 30 seconds later set the Bears up shop in the red zone. On trotted Cairo Santos to boot the skin for the win, and he did just that with just 3 seconds left. Santos converted the field goal, gifting the Bears a 23-20 victory over the Texans at Soldier Field.
Wake up, Colts fans! We have gotten our first win of the season against a star-studded Chiefs team. Defeating the Chiefs 2017, the Colts move up to 3rd in the division with a 1-1-1 record. The defense caused a few miscues for Patty Mahomes, and the Colts were able to capitalize and walk away with the W.
So, after what happened yesterday, what do you think was your game of the week for the NFL?
Man, I'm not sure. There were a couple high-scoring games, but I really think the game of the week was that Chiefs-Colts game. You saw a bunch of defense played by the Colts, which was very good. They needed that, especially against the electric Chiefs offense. But really, I think the Colts proved themselves, and they finally got a much-deserved win.
I'm going to have to go with the Bears-Texans game. 2 bad teams, not really a game that was focused on, but if this was like the Chiefs and the Ravens, this would be getting talked about all over ESPN. The Bears got that interception with just a minute left, kneeled the ball down and kicked that game-winning field goal. Just a great game for the Bears and a statement win to move that record up to 2-1. Well, I believe that is it for us this week on the Sports Show. If you want to hear even more about everything Westfield sports, check out our Shamrock Sportscast, our podcast with game talks, fun segments, and even interviews with fellow athletes at our school. The link will be in the description below.
We will see you next Thursday. Stay breezy and go Rocks.